How's it going, everybody? Pitmarthroy here, and welcome back to Stardew Valley here on Fantasy Farm, where the spirits are very happy. Our bonus is bombs cannot damage us, and we've got a little bit of extra speed in our step, as it were. Today is Monday in-game, which is good news, because that means that both the key quests and the special orders will now be available, and with any luck, and I'm really hoping we have some good luck here, we'll be able to do the remaining special order that we've got, which is the ectoplasm, and that would leave only one quest left for the special orders that we have not done, and that quest is not accessible until the spring. So that would mean that for the time being, that would be completely and totally taken care of, which would be very nice to have that off of my plate and have another little bit and bob done. As for the key quest, of course, while they will be more difficult, I think I'm going to take these silver ones and sell them. While they would be more difficult with the key quests, we've done only 2 of them, so the odds of both of the potential options being ones that we've done, while likely, or while low, is not impossible. But fingers crossed that will not be the case. First and foremost, however, let's go ahead and get all of our routine done here. And lastly, here we go. I should check and see how friendship with animals are progressing. I'd wager they're probably pretty good, honestly. There's not too many days that have gone by where I have not pet the animals. I've never let them run out of food or anything like that, so I would wager it's probably at least halfway decent. Yeah, some of these ones we haven't had as long, sure, they're going to be lower on that list, but the ones we've had for a good bit of time are at least at 3 hearts, if not higher, so that's good. Alright, let's get that wool back there. Let's get some coffee going here. I think I'm getting kind of low on coffee to the point I might have to use coffee beans in the kegs next time I get that opportunity. So I will try to remember that. And then lastly, over here, what do we got? I'm pretty sure with this, if we didn't have it already, we do have enough bananas for the obelisk, which now just means we are down to getting the required amount of gold, and I think we need one more dragon tooth. And there we go. I also believe I have a dragon tooth here that I need to take back to the island, so I will do that since we're going to be heading that way to check the key quest anyway. Yes, I'm going to take these with me as well. So we will put those down here for the time being, just so they're not too terribly in the way. Do we have any geodes we need to break open? Yeah. Alright, I don't really see anything I need here especially, so let's do it. Let's head into town, check the special orders, and then we'll check the key quest as well. Then we'll decide what we're doing from there. And depending on what is good or not. Oh, will someone say hi to everyone in town for me? I want to spread a message of community spirit today. Emily, everyone will like you a little more. That quest probably won't happen just because, like, that is a lot of work, so probably won't do that, but let's see what we got here. Nah. Heck. Well, again, it's free money to do aquatic overpopulation. The one with the eggs isn't too terribly difficult either, but since I would spend a lot of my extra time fishing, it would make more sense to do that. The night market will also be in play, though right now I'm not as worried about that, as it won't be open till 5 anyway. And it's raining here. Alright, so what all did I have to bring back besides the dragon tooth? Okay, just some extra seeds. Though it does look like the starfruit is ready. Yep, there's our 10. We've got 10 dragon teeth, so I'm actually going to take these back with me, as I will need to have those when I build the totem. Those can go in here, so that just leaves these. plant those wherever. And depending on what I get for the Keys quest, I will probably be back here with more starfruit seeds so that I can get these planted and going. But I think, given the fact that there is a pretty decent chance I'm going to sell all of the silver or gold quality of these, we will probably be hitting over 1 million gold today. Or by the end of the day, rather. But we'll see how the totals fall when it comes to the starfruit here. And as soon as I'm done scratching my nose. Since it is raining, that will make my job of plucking things a little bit easier too. So yeah, depending on what I get for key quests, there's a good chance I will quickly run to Sandy's, or I'll till up all of the soil that I need to, then run to Sandy's and grab a bunch of starfruit. But let's go see what we've got first. So we got 55 starfruit. That's not too bad for normal quality. We can make another, what, 33 and 24 right there. That's a pretty good chunk right there. Yeah, we'd be very close to 1 million, if not there already. Oh, these are both bad. Oh, no. Yeah, these are both real bad. I don't actually think I can do either of these. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna go with let's play a game, but I'm probably not gonna actually attempt it, I don't think. Shipping the freshly cooked items is something I want to do once I've, I'm focusing on the cooking more. Not right now. So those are both, yeah, those are both pretty bad. So some of this is ready too. Let's just go ahead and clean this up a little bit so we're ready to put a lot. And thankfully we can just check the farm computer for the numbers, which will make this a lot easier. And because we can, let's go ahead and add those pieces till that. Alright. That's a pretty good set amount. I do need to swap these out at some point, but I'll do that at a later time. For what I'm selling, let's get rid of these. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and sell the starfruit. Again, on the off chance I need these, I'm gonna hang on to those. I'll keep the regular ones. Get those off of my screen. Open tilled soil, 175. Alright. Let's get out of here. I don't know what specifically I would be looking for in the night market, but I do know that the inventory layout changes, or loadout changes. So I do want to make sure that I'm there for that. Anything else I need to bring? Not really. I don't need my watering can. There's the row and another thing there done. One thing I might do if I've got the time is upgrade the shed, the one where the kegs are, into a big shed. And I'll just let whatever happens in there happens in terms of the growth, and then I'll reset all the kegs and make more of those once the shed is fully done. But I do think it might be getting high time to doing that as well. Alright, 175. There we go. I'm just going to grab what's nearby on my way back here. I'm not going to go out of my way or anything. Because again, the powder melons are... they're not worth it, honestly. They're not. The big reason you would do farming with either those or the wild winter seeds would be mostly to get your levels up in farming or foraging. I hate to say it, but that's really the only purpose it serves, and as we've already maxed out those stats, there's no real reason for those either, so... Also, I just sold the powder melons, didn't I? Well, that's, again, not that big of a deal. Let's see. Do I want to upgrade that shed? Well, she might not let me. Because... Well, no, because it's night market. It's not a normal event. So, yeah, she actually should let me. Let me check and see what I need there. Alright, we are back. So 550 wood, 300 stone, then of course the money value, but we are more than good on that front, so I'm not worried there. I'm going to drink this and try to be a little quick to make sure I have enough time to get everything planted for the starfruit seeds, and then get back for the night market. And again, as a reminder for anybody that it seems funny on face of like, oh, well, you're so close to getting to that million, why would you spend a bunch of money and lose it now? Well, I mean, we're gonna make more money overall doing this. Hi, Abigail, what are you doing here? It's too cold to go outside much. Interesting. Alright. Let's go for a big shed. Double the size of the shed, the interior can be decorated. Let's do it. I would like to make, not this shed, but this one here bigger. Luckily, the size on the exterior is exactly the same, so it won't screw up our fences or anything like that. And from here, yeah, let's get back to the island. Yeah, we're spending, like, some money to do it, sure, but in the long run, we're going to make way more by having that, because we'll have more kegs available, which will make more starfruit or ancient fruit wine, which will sell for higher amounts total. So, yeah, it will pay for itself, for sure, and then some. And it's not like money is a limited resource. We can still make plenty as we go throughout the game. In fact, I'd argue, despite the fact that we're under 800,000 now, we're probably going to end up making that back or being pretty close, unless I spend it a lot at the night market. So I'm not too terribly worried. Yeah, I'm not going to lie, I'm not too sure about doing that Junimo Kart challenge right now. Because, like I said, I was bad at the Wild West one. I'm not going to lie, and I'm sure this is going to trigger an oh no from somebody. I don't even think I've done the Junimo Kart ever before. Like, I've seen a little bit of gameplay of it, but I've never done it myself. So, yeah, I'm sure that's not going to go well. But it's just like, I know I have a small chance on that one as opposed to, like, shipping the food. There's no way. There's just no way right now I would do that. I know that there's a couple ways to do it. The wiki actually gives you advice on some of the challenges, and that one it says stuff of like, yeah, make a ton of rice, change that into wheat, change the wheat into bread, and then sell the bread. So they do give some guide for some of them. Others don't really have any, which is kind of a little bit of a bummer there, that you can't get full advice on all of them, but that's what I'm here for. I'm also here to apparently forget that there was a spot right there I needed to plant something. Am I missing spots? Oh, you know what it is? It's the tilled soil that's over on the left where I was digging up artifacts. That's what it was. Alright, well, we'll put those in there for now. As for everything else here, I think we're good to just sell all of that. Except for the mixed seeds. I do want to hang on to those. But yeah, this is just a bunch of excess stuff I don't need. I'll hang on to the starfruit, I'll hang on to the dragon teeth. Yeah. So, let's go to the night market, because I'm going to take the boat back, and it'll basically be time for the night market by the time I get there. We'll just wait a couple seconds here. And then we'll see what the night market's got available. I'm not going to do any of the... Well, I might do some of the deep sea fishing. I have the fishing rod with me. I don't. So I'm not going to do it today, but at some point I might. Might go pick up more of those. Don't worry about it for now, though. I do love this music. This is some of my favorite in the game. Yeah, not anything here. I've got the retro catalog already. I do like this. I am going to buy this one. This is very pretty. Received a clouds. Yeah, I'm a sucker for clouds and sky-based stuff. You can thank Skyward Sword for that. Not really anything here. Some cool stuff, but, like, not cool enough to be like, oh, I'm gonna spend this much money on it. Hey, Emily. What's up? I think it's supposed to be... Ah, yeah, so you're gonna say the usual here. This guy's got the same as he ever did. Get a little bit of coffee back. And I think that's actually it for the day, because there's only that one that rotates through its stock, and the painting as well, and I picked both of those up, so I guess that's it. Very exciting. Alright, well, since that's the case, maybe I will do some deep sea fishing. I'll try to run back, grab my fishing rod, and I've got a warp totem with me, so that part's taken care of. I don't think I'll actually run into anybody. This is more just a, hey, like, I'll chat with him if I see him, but if I don't get it done, no big deal. Alright, where do I want to put the dragon teeth? I guess in here. Yeah, it's a good enough spot as any. Any trash that I need to toss in there? No. I have a cloud-based, or space-based area, so we'll put that in here. Starfruit goes in here. Yep, we got more than enough to get a round of those going, but again, I would rather do the coffee beans first when next we get a chance. And where are you? Right there. Am I sure I want to do deep sea fishing? How am I doing on deep sea stuff? I have a blobfish, 3 spookfish, and what's the other one that I don't see in here? Ah, midnight squid. So I do have a couple of these. Oh, man. Do I think the blobfish is used in any recipes? Let me check, actually. Let's see if it's used in any recipes. I gotta know. I'm curious. It is used in 3 recipes, but it's recipes where you can use any fish, so I do not need that one specifically. Let me check the other night market fish and make sure that they don't have anything either. No, not for the spookfish, and then what was the other one? The midnight squid. Do you have anything? Recipes. No. Okay. So we don't need any of those for recipes in particular. It's just a case of like, oh, do we think it's worth the money to do that? I don't know if you could put fish smokers in the submarine, though. Genuinely, I have no idea. I think we might be better off just doing the aquatic overpopulation, in all honesty. So I think that's what I'm going to do. But while we're here, because again, you can make a pretty decent amount just by doing this. Let's see, what are our low quality ones? Here's 8 right there, that's perfect. Oh, and as for the cloth, there we go. This will make a little bit more from that, about 4.3, I think. And then that'll be another 3.3. And here, we'll just do this. Just use regular cheese this time. And there we go. That should be all we need on that front. Oh, thank you. Put that away. And I know we've got at least one more. There we go. One other thing, since we're here. Another row. And starfruit. We don't need these for anything right now, so... And if we do, then, if we need stuff for, like, the raccoons, which I actually want to check on them, too. So we'll do that on the way down there. If the raccoons need anything that's, like, preserved or anything, you know, things that take a while in their respective preserves, whether it's the jar or the keg, whatever, I might go ahead and use the fairy dust just to go ahead and get that taken care of. Yeah, they don't need anything right now, though. But yeah, in the future, I might do that. Alright, let's get back down to the night market. At least we'll get to hear the night market music while we're fishing, so that'll be nice. So I might actually not cut this first one just so you can enjoy the sounds of night market music. Because again, I do think it is very nice. Unsuitable location. Oh, can I not put it here because of the night market? Alright, well, I was thinking about that as I walked over here. So let's see if it will let me put it over here instead. And I'll just fish off the other dock. If it'll let me do that, then we're probably okay. Nope, it's not gonna let me do that either. Okay, alright. Then I guess we won't smoke any of the fish, we'll just try and catch them. I'd say hopefully let me catch them, but I don't think it has a choice in that regard. I think it has to let me fish. Take a night off from the saloon. Nice. That's probably for the best. It's genuinely not socially acceptable typically to drink on a Monday. Which is funny because, like, as somebody, like, technically I wouldn't do any of my drinking at socially acceptable times because it would be like 8 a.m., 9 a.m., but remember, I work overnight, so that's like 8 p.m., 9 p.m. for me. So for everybody else, it's like, oh, that's a little early to be drinking, don't you think? It's like, no, this is, like, the end of my day. So it's actually a perfectly normal time. 8 p.m., 9 p.m. for me would be a weird time because I would be about to drive to work. Part of me does wonder if I should be going ahead and going to the submarine, but you know what? It's honestly fine. Now that I know none of those fish in particular have any recipes that are specifically tied to them, then I'm not nearly as worried about it. And you might be saying, well, like, what any of the fish are? Well, the carp surprise is we've already seen that one, so we know for a fact at least one is. The carp's an easy enough catch, but I guarantee you there's going to be at least one other. So we're not going to worry about it too terribly much. Apparently what we should be worrying about is why we're fishing up so much trash. That's not really usual for ocean fishing these days. Most of the time I'm getting actual fish on the line. That was a bit odd. Alright, what do we got in the treasure chest? Wow, that's extremely unexciting. Oops. Bird threw me off there. Usually getting at least, like, a gemstone or something from those. Oh well, they can't all be winners. You might be thinking, like, oh, well, you've been doing a lot of cutting while fishing recently. Surely you've had some that are duds for the treasure chest. Not really. At worst, we've gotten, like, an artifact that didn't sell for too terribly much, but it's not, you know, 2 stone levels of, wow, that's not going to sell for anything and almost assuredly going to be tossed into the trash can. Also, I do see that panning spot, but I don't have the pan with me, so oh well. I hate to say it, but like, for me personally, outside of the dig site where you have to use it to get one of the bones for the island field office, I just don't use it. I don't bring it with me. I've got more important tools to bring with me, and for just a chance of never using it, never needing it, as opposed to, like, if I'm going to go get wood, then I know I need the axe. If I'm going to go fish, I know I need the fishing rod. If I'm going to go down to the mines, I know I need my sword and my pickaxe. That one is just a chance that if I happen to be near water, that there might be a panning spot. And, you know, it'll give me, like, a gemstone and some ore, but I could get that just as easily from mining in the Skull Cavern or mining in the regular caverns. So, to me, it just doesn't serve much of a purpose, unfortunately. Man, did the night market just bring, like, a bunch of junk with it or something? I'm kind of wondering if that affects it. I know the luck is low, but, like, this is ridiculous. This feels like I'm mining in one of the caves. I think we only got, like, 6 fish and probably about twice the amount of trash. Yikes. Yeah, it does feel like it brought something in the water with it. Which is unfortunate, because in order to do biome balance, I have to fish here. But if I'm fishing for income, I think I will be sticking to the river or the mountain at this point. Or basically anywhere that's not here. And if only I'd gotten the one for fishing trash out of the water, that would have been way better, but that was not an option. I know I could use the warp that's at the night market to get back, or my own personal one, but I would rather not spend the money and also save the totem. Plus, we've got the Joja Colas for the speed boost, and they don't sell for that much anyway, so using them for that is perfectly acceptable, I think. Giving it that extra speed boost in whatever update Concerned Ape had was honestly, I wouldn't say a stroke of genius, but it was definitely very wise, for sure. It helped quite a bit with making it a little bit more of a usable thing. I'm just going to put this stuff up and get inside before I pass out here. Yep, close but no cigar. During the night, Otis gave birth to a baby cow. Okay, that is a name. A baby white cow. Again, I'm kind of like poking around, well, not poking around, but looking around my room for some sort of, name. We go Styles. After Dr. Styles from the Trauma Center game. Looked over at my video game cabinet. That was the first one I saw. And do not ask me to LP Trauma Center. I'm not good enough at that game. I like it, and I'm decent at it, but I'm not good enough at it to truly show off everything in the game. Spirits are in good humor today, which would be handy considering how bad a humor they seemed to be in yesterday. So let's see what we've got. We've also got the Blessing of the Butterfly, so I might try to poke around and find that. We'll also have a bunch of trash now to put in that recycling machine. So let's see what we've got on that front after I put a few things up here. I believe some of these, yes, are ready. Alright, once again, Night Market is available after 5. We got a bunch of stuff planted, so I'm not too terribly worried about checking the island farm today. I think we'll be good on that front. And the wool. There we go. Coops and barns are starting to fill up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I might go ahead and grab one more pig, I think, from Marnie. Yeah, I think I probably am going to go ahead and grab one more pig from Marnie. We've got a pretty good spread of animals here, all things considered. I know most people, I don't know why I went to go milk the pig. That's a bit worrying. Thanks, brain. We've got a pretty good spread of animals here, and I know that the pigs can't hunt for truffles when it's winter, but bear in mind, we'll get it as a baby, so by the time that it becomes an adult, it will probably be a little ways into spring, and we can start making extra income off of that, so I think I probably will go and do that today. Other than that, I'm not sure where I'll put my focus. Particularly because, oh wow, a lot of these are ready all at once. Particularly because apparently fishing in the ocean right now while the night market is active just seems to not be too terribly useful. I don't know if that had anything to do with the luck that was involved, but like, I feel like even on a really bad luck day, fishing's usually not that bad when you're at level 10. I don't know what was going on there. Any others? Nope, I think that's all of them. Very nice. It is really tempting to just sell that for 6 figures, I'm not gonna lie. Oops. There we go. Alright, let's sell our usual stuff here, and I guess I'll put the Mystic Syrup up for the time being. Nope, I want both of them up. There we go. Not that, it's that. And then we are good to go to figure out what to do for the day. Okay. Toss that in there. Yeah, I'm admittedly pretty torn on what to do. It could be a fishing day, it absolutely could. I'm just kind of looking around here and seeing if there's anything that strikes my eye of like, oh yeah, I need to do that for sure. Crafting-wise, not really. Animals are all taken care of. I will need to find another golden animal cracker for, well, 2 actually. One for Monokuma, one for Styles, and then one for the pig I'm going to buy here in a minute. So I'll actually need to find 3. I was really hoping we'd get that quest, but nope, no dice. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do today, starting out, is I am going to go buy that pig, but I'm also going to go and look for the magic butterfly, I think. Alright, let's start here. Wow, look at you. You're actually manning the counter for once. That's surprising. Name your new animal. I have no idea why I chose Matilda. Just felt like a very old-sounding name, and probably because it is. So yeah, let's poke around and see if we can't find that butterfly. I just want to do something a bit different from the usual, so hunting around for the butterfly might help in that regard. I do believe there is a chance it can show up here, by the way, in the secret woods. If nothing else, apparently I needed to come here to forage every single holly that has ever existed. Yeah, I'm getting very low on that coffee front. Yeah, I probably will take every single coffee bean I have and just spend a couple days making coffee before we do the next round of Starfruit or Ancient Fruit wine. Which, thankfully, they only take about a day, so it's really not going to waste too much time. I appreciate that that is a thing that was considered whenever coffee was added to the game, because I think that was, at least in terms of being able to make it, I think it was not originally in the game, or it was relatively new when I started. I don't actually know that for sure, but it feels like it anyway. I know there's no real reason for me to dig up these artifact spots at this point. Like, the artifacts are done. The forageables are going to be kind of at best. Otherwise, I'm getting clay and stone, which I don't really need. And even if I did need the stone, I would just as sooner just go mining and use a bunch of bombs. I'm surprised there's not a shortcut right there to take you somewhere. Yeah, I'm inclined to say it's not on this screen. I will say, at least with getting the forageables off the ground like this, at least they're always going to be iridium quality thanks to the bonus I've got. Which is kind of a nice two-for-one of, like, yeah, they sell for more, but also they stack way easier in treasure chests, which is another big, big benefit. And also, if you need to gift them to somebody like Linus or whoever, for whatever reason, then you'll get more friendship hearts out of it. I'm still not sure why holly is such a hated gift, though. I always thought it looked really pretty. So every time I see that it's hated, I'm like, really? Why? I don't remember it having, like, a terrible smell or anything. I haven't seen it in a good long while. If I have, it's not been actual holly. It's just a fake decoration or whatever, but... Is it really just that hated? Is it considered, like, a fungus or something? Does it do something to your house where it, like, invites insects inside more easily or something? I don't think it does, but I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm not a plant expert by any stretch, despite the fact that I am a crazy good farmer, quote-unquote, in this particular game. I would even consider crazy good. I'm sure there have been plenty of people that have done the game way faster than I have. Still no sign of that butterfly. Oh, well, we haven't done a foraging day in a good long while. I think the last time we, like, really did was probably spring of this year to do the quest for getting the leeks for George. And even then, I just ended up planting a bunch of wild seeds to guarantee it, essentially. Let's try up here, then. You can see what I mean about, like, not really wanting to go for the butterfly, though, unless you're at absolute, like, the highest amount you can get from it. But even then, it's 100,000 G is your max. And you could probably make that just not screwing around looking for the butterfly for the entire day. And even barring both of those things, yeah, I don't have my tools on me to be able to get over there. Oh, well, actually, I can just go here. And even barring both of those things of, like, oh, well, you could just reset to get the butterfly. Yeah, I guess you could reset to figure out exactly where the butterfly is and get it that way. But if you don't want to reset, like, you can either do tasks that you know will get you money, or just try to look for the butterfly and potentially not find it the entire time. So, yeah, for me, your time would be better spent just doing whatever it was you were going to do. If you run into it, you know, cool, that's extra money in your pocket, awesome, but wouldn't go way out of my way for it or anything. And this kind of shows why. Because I think even in an earlier video I said about the resetting thing is I reset and it changed location, and I did find it again, but it was in a completely different area. It was just pure coincidence / luck that I managed to actually get it. Alright, Night Market has reopened, so after checking around here with probably no luck, I am going to head back there. Yep, just a bunch of winter roots up here. Not anything useful. Alright. We'll check the back roads as well, because this is, I think, basically the only spot I haven't really checked. I don't know if it can appear down there specifically, but if I've got the shortcut to quickly check and find out, then I might as well use it. I don't think it can show up on your farm, but on the off chance it can. Somebody just smashed into part of the railing, which is always hilarious. The railing outside, I should specify a bit more. Let's see, yeah. I think we're good to say officially this is a day where there is no butterfly, I'm afraid. Sounds like a sad ending to a book or something. Like, that's the equivalent of, I don't know, society has died or something like that. I don't know. Alright, let's get rid of a bunch of this stuff that I just don't need. And that's about pretty much the only thing I do want to keep here. We got some mystery boxes, but I don't really care, unfortunately. Those are kind of just, eh. They're eh at best. That shark can go away, by the way. It's ugly as all get out. Let's see. Oh, wow, we've got a full set of copper here. I am going to have to make more of those, but for the new kegs, but the iron takes more time, so I would rather do that. Okay, grab one of those. We're pretty much just here for clean out, so let's do that and head on over to Night Market and see what they got. Maybe they got another nice painting, which is kind of the only real thing I'm pushing for at this point is, oh, some paintings would be nice. I don't really think there's anything I'd want to go way out of my way for. I kind of do want the iridium fireplace, though, so I think if that's there, I actually am going to get it this time. Last time I couldn't really justify it because I didn't have enough money to justify it, but now we've got plenty, so I might actually do it this time. Sebastian! Came here to see me? I mean, I came here for the night market, but I could also come here to see you. Hey, Vincent. I want to ride the boat. Getting all my holiday shopping tonight. Let me know if you see Pierre coming. Well, there isn't so bad if you bundle up. Yes it is. It is, in fact, that bad. And Maro and Demetrius are curious about the submarine here. Tech on this thing is amazing. I recommend the submarine tour. There's some fascinating creatures living in the deep ocean. Yeah, we've talked about this. I think they're creepy. There's not a lot of things that truly creep me out, but I'm not going to lie. That actually does. I'm purchasing my favorite items from this market. I actually do like that one as well. 1,000 years from now. I don't think it's going to look like that 1,000 years from now personally, but what do I know? Suit of armor, stone parrot. I do kind of like that suit of armor. I did say I was going to buy an iridium fireplace, but yeah, I do like that suit of armor. I'm actually going to grab 2 of these. I think those would look cool as a decoration thing. I'm going to buy one more iridium fireplace. I know, I don't want to hear it. I know. You could buy a wine and then age it up into something potentially worth more. Walnut table. That looks like something out of Gen 3 of Pokemon you could put in a secret base. Looks really cool. Yeah, I don't really see anything else here, so I think we're good to head off for the night. And I might do some more fishing, but as I said, apparently it's just not a good idea to go down there, so we'll switch it up and go to a different location, I think. Because evidently it wasn't happening there. I don't know what was happening there, but yeah, it wasn't. Whatever it is, the metaphorical it was not happening there. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Give me that back. That's what I wanted to do. And with these done, let's put in some more. Man, that's not a great spot for it. I don't know, space and future kind of go together if we're going to call that 1,000 years from now. That seems like a fitting thing to do. Oh, I can't move the crates. Alright, let's move the beds. There we go. Fireplace doesn't really work in the water part, so I'm going to ignore putting it there. I could put it in my room, though. Nah, it really wouldn't fit jungle either, would it? I could put it down here, though. This could be like an old sort of like, you know, go with knights in armor and that kind of thing. I think that could be pretty cool. So we'll work on that at a later date, but that'll kind of give me a guide for later on, and hopefully I'll remember, like, oh, I'm going with like a medieval theme here. Normally in an actual house, I would make the theme all one thing. Like, if I was really going to do that, I wouldn't be doing, like, 8 different themes. But it's a video game house, so it's fine. That goes in there. Broken glass is in there. And where did I put the smoker? There it is. I say we head off to the river. It's been a bit since we've done some fishing at the river. We've been at the ocean recently. We've been at the mountains semi-recently. We haven't been at the river super frequently. So we'll go here. I'm not going to get a lot of time to work on stuff, but that's okay. Doesn't always have to be like a huge day of fishing or anything. But yeah, I think I've kind of demonstrated why, and I'm sure I missed a spot, like, for all I know it was on screen, I didn't see it, and then post-recording I'm going to be like, oh, that's where it was. But I think this kind of gives you a pretty good idea of why, me personally, I'm just not going to go after the magic butterfly or prismatic butterfly. If I see it, great. I will pick it up, obviously, but if not, it's just like, oh, well, that's kind of a waste of a blessing. I think almost all the other ones are better, personally. I think you could easily get more out of infinite energy, or faster speed, or what's some of the other ones? Well, not anymore, but at the time, the friendship blessing would be more useful. The luck is obviously helpful. So yeah, for me, the butterfly just it doesn't do it for me. If it was in less spots or, like, it was easier to find, it doesn't have to be, like, insanely easy or anything. It doesn't have to give you, like, an arrow or anything. But I don't know, I feel like it should be a little bit easier than it actually is. Yeah, I think we're only going to get time to smoke these two fish and maybe one more set before we have to head back. But that's okay. This is more just spending a little bit of time getting some extra money in our pocket, that's all. Must be the lingcod, I think. I think it's the one that does the crazy movements like this in the river in winter. Yep, sure enough. We got 30 more deluxe bait, which I'm already using, so I will attach that. Alright, so I'm keeping these for sure. It is worth noting, I believe you can put the ancient seeds, like the artifact ancient seed, into an ancient seed maker. Or ancient seed maker, just a regular seed maker, and get ancient seeds out of it. But I don't really need to do that. Like, even if I needed more of the ancient seeds, I've got a few on the farm, I've got a few on the island farm, and I have a ton of just regular ancient fruit I could make into those. So for me personally, I don't really, excuse me, I don't really need to do that. So at this point, I'll just be selling them. The pikes are worth a pretty good amount. Looks like the lingcod should be a pretty good amount as well. I think technically the river is better in the winter. I'm not actually completely sure of that. I just know we've been fishing in the ocean primarily because of the aquatic overpopulation stuff has kind of forced us to. Yeah, I think I am going to stay out intentionally a little bit late here because I do want these to finish smoking. Which took a little bit longer than I thought to get them in there. Oops. But I would rather that happen than another one of my smokers get kicked into the river by somebody walking around outside. So I am going to have to make that sacrifice, but that's okay. Oh, that actually didn't take that long. I thought it was going to take way longer than that. Okay, one of the things I do wish, I wish the, like, radius on when the game thinks you're jumping on the horse was a little bit less, because, like, I'm actually going to pull that back out and head home. Because, like, there's times where I'm very clearly not anywhere near the horse and, like, trying to interact with something else. The game's like, oh, you meant to jump on your horse. And I'm like, no, I was shaking a bush for its salmon berries and wasn't anywhere close to the horse. Alright, so let's put all of this away. I am aware of the time, though, so I'm gonna just go inside, because I don't have enough time to do anything else. I like how right when I hit the ground, somebody outside just slammed a door super aggressively. Alright, well, that's a couple days of night market down. And I will still go on the last day as well, because, you know, might find something cool or find a picture. Ooh, the jellies are ready, so that's good. So on the next episode, we'll be doing more of the night market. I'll kind of poke around to increase profits a little bit more. And other than that, I'm not really sure. Watch us get Blessing of the Butterfly again. Nope. Blessing of Waters. Okay. We might do a little bit more fishing. I'm not really sure. We are over 4 million gold, though, so that's a nice another good milestone to have. What another thing I might do is I might check and see all the other requirements for obelisks outside of money, so that way we can start saving up whatever it is we need to save up for those in terms of those materials. Theoretically, the raccoons should be ready for their next assignment pretty soon as well, so we'll see how that goes. In the meanwhile, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Later.